Ethan, I guess, is debating Jesse Lee Peterson, and I can't wait to see what that looks like.
They have been turned away from the Father, so they're not living from his image. That's why we must be born again. We must return to the Father. All who are born of the woman is living in hell because they have anger. They have their mother's nature. And so their nature is evil. But when they
God,
return
he's so
to the
good.
Father,
I forgot all about this guy.
Good.
So women's nature is evil.
Because Satan is the woman's God.
Satan is woman's God. Jeez.
Yeah, the God above is the man's God.
Yeah.
And the God below is the woman's God. That's why all who are born through the woman are born into hell.
Are you for real?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe that for real?
Oh, he does.
I'm not angry.
Amazing.
You don't have anger?
I get angry sometimes. Does that mean that my mom is the devil? It seems kind of reductive to say, oh, you've been angry, which is a common human emotion. Everybody's felt it at one time or another. Anyone who's lived, and to say that it's because your mother is a Satanist or something like that.
Your Jesse Lee Peterson debate must have been annoying as how did you not leave? It's rude.
Can a woman live a righteous life if their God is the devil? Do they have a shot? They can. So what do they need to do to live a
They need to become
They too have to do
trans
as
men.
the man have to do. They have to forgive their mothers for imposing her will on them and turning them away from their fathers.
Was he this dementia riddled when I debated him? Yes. He said almost all of the same things that he's saying right now.
Affirmative action is set up in order to keep the blacks weak and dependent on government and not ever growing and becoming their best in their talent and what they can do. And so what it does, it discriminates against the ones who earn their way, and it gives it to those who do not earn their way. It's not working at all. It is causing nothing but confusion.
People don't actually like this guy, right? Like all his views are ironic? No, they do. Also, Jesse Lee Peterson is very likely gay and has like credible accusations of abuse as well. But what you fail to recognize here is that, yes, there are people who unironically watch him and think he's like smart.
The individuals themselves, but it's not good for the country.
How can I, as somebody who's trying to identify affirmative action where things are vulnerable, how do I identify an affirmative action person who's in a spot that they shouldn't be?
I do think that Ethan is handling him in the right way to handle him, though, for the record. Like, I do think that this is the proper way to deal with it.
The Democrats and others were telling it, also the so-called civil rights leaders were telling the blacks that they were suffering because of racism. And I knew that was a lie, so I started BAR, my nonprofit, Rebuilding the Man, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny.
Even during Jim Crow, that racism was a lie?
Let me just finish this.
Go ahead.
To encourage blacks to not fall for the lie that some white man can hold them back, right?
The real question is, if racism is a lie, why do you support it so much, Jesse Lee Peterson, which he does?
I'm not a part of any movement, but just to encourage the men and women to return back to the Father.
You're saying even back then there was no such thing as racism?
Right. No,
even Jim Crow.
Right.
That's not racist to say that black people need to drink from a different fountain.
No.
No.
As a matter of fact, I grew up, as you know, under the Jim Crow laws, and blacks and whites got along better back then than they do today. Because back then...
Wasn't the KKK like hanging? I mean, sorry to be uncouth, but I'm pretty sure the KKK was like killing black people, but then...
Well,
they were just like, right? Like, I mean, they were just doing that. I don't know.
No, that's
lynchings.
Not true.
There was lynchings and stuff happening back then. You don't see those today.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, so what's the truth about the KKK?
First, let me tell you about the Jim Crow.
Okay.
During those days, the blacks worked for themselves. They had family. They had fathers and mothers and grandparents, and they worked for themselves. And
you guys who are unfamiliar with JLP are in for a treat.
People the way that they would like to be treated. And then the wife did the same thing. They too taught their children to work and be independent and to treat people the way they would like to be treated. And as a result, the blacks bought land. They had trades. If they wanted to go to a trade school or college, they went and did that, and they came back as professionals. And they didn't have false leaders. Someone leaded them. God was the head of the family.
Chat, I've debated this man. I went on his show and I debated him. If you were unfamiliar, years ago.
According to Wikipedia, 1,000 plus white people were lynched. Was that racist?
It could have been, depending on the situation.
No. racism is a made-up word. The word racist is a made-up word to cover up evil.
All words are made up.
To divide and conquer. When I was growing up in Alabama, there was no such word as racism.
That's not true.
It was either right or wrong, good or evil. There's no such thing as racism.
So racism, it just means evil. But that, again, that seems reductive. I mean, there's different types of evil.
Racism doesn't mean evil. Racism is just a word. It has no meaning.
If you want to see like the actual dumbest people on the planet, there are literally a ton of Jesse Lee Peterson fans who think like he owns all of his interlocutors in the marketplace of ideas.
Let's move on to another topic. Why do you call Trump the Great White Hope?
The Great White Hope. I'm glad you mentioned him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what he has to say.
He's back.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.
Okay. So, do you love white people
This is Trump.
more? Do you love white people?
This is Trump right here.
Yeah, we love Trump. He's the.
Yeah.
But why point out his skin color?
What do you mean?
Well, you call him the Great White Hope. Why do you
he's putting the
reference his
hat
skin
on.
color?
Is he white?
By the way, if you think you can out MAGA me, think again, buddy. I got my own tools.
Do
Okay,
you
bro.
find
Jesse, why do you refer to Trump's skin color? Why does that matter?
He's a white man. He did, when he was president, an amazing job
Okay.
on America. He gave a lot of people hope. And he's great at what he's done. He worked for the people and not against them.
Okay, but that doesn't
So
explain.
I'm glad to know that you support him, though.
Personally, I think Obama was a great president. What do you think
No, you
about that?
don't. You're playing.
No, he did a lot of great things. Talk
what?
about hope. He gave people lots of hope.
Only to
do that was
squash it
great.
and squander it, but
What did Trump do that's great?
He did drilling, brought back jobs. He built a wall, almost completed a wall around.
No, there's no wall. Come on,
around the
Jesse. There's no
borders.
wall.
He didn't complete the wall, and when Joe Biden became president,
He did like
Instead
1%. I wouldn't call that a good job. 1%?
but you're not making sense. If his
Why?
time ran out and he wasn't,
You said he built the wall, Jesse. Come on. There's no wall.
well, let's put it this way. If this makes you feel better, he started building a wall, putting up a wall. Time ran out,
Okay.
and he did not finish. And according to BBC, he did 654 miles. That's
Out of how many?
That's more than 1%.
Let's see. What percent of the wall was completed? I don't know.
Well,
458 miles.
650.
What are you typing, dude?
But why did you say 1% and you really don't know?
Oh, sorry. You know what? It's like 25%.
But you really don't know.
Well, now I do. It's 25%.
a better argument would be you don't like Biden. He says, no, I don't like Biden. Then you could turn around and say, but he's built so much of the wall.
I've met very happy gay men. In fact, gay means happy, if you believe in words.
But again, they may have false happiness, but they have no peace. And again,
How can you say that?
Because if you're not overcome evil, you have no peace.
Did you overcome being gay, Jesse?
I never had to worry about overcoming that.
And then you say that gay is a cover up for evil. What did you mean by that?
Everyone that's born through their mothers have to overcome that feminine spirit. They have to overcome anger. And there are people that are into all kinds of things. We all have to be born again of the Father.
Chat is getting idiotic day by day. Echo chamber. I know. We are getting idiotic day by day because we're watching Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't like the woman stuff that he yaps about. I like the other stuff. Yes. I like the other stuff because it's like, at least it's like unique and interesting in a way that I like my brain can dissect it. Whereas like when he starts talking about the evil of woman, the more you become like closer to being a woman, the more evil you become. Like that kind of stuff is like too far out for me to even like, my brain doesn't process it.
Rapists, murderers, white, black.
Do you think being gay is like being a rapist or a murderer?
I think being that is a false identity, so they're lost in a false identity.
Would you rather be gay or a murderer?
I would rather be either.
But you got to choose. Okay.
You have never made a choice.
I tried to get you, Jesse, but you're too slick. You're too slick for me.
Why are you trying to get me? That's not masculine. Why? You're playing a woman's role.
Excuse me, Jesse. War. There's nothing more masculine than war.
You're playing a woman's role in trying to get me. Men are not supposed to play the female game of trying to get. Men lead the way. They don't try to get. That's a woman's role.
Jesse, I'm a man and I'm doing battle. There's nothing more masculine than battle.
Who are you doing battle with?
With you.
Why? I'm not doing battle with you.
Well,
I didn't even
you don't know that you aren't yet, but we're interlocutors.
And why? I thought we were friends. Why are you doing a battle with me?
We are. I'm a fan of your interviewing style, so I'm trying to exhibit some of your styles back on you. But obviously, ideologically, we are completely unaligned. It's friendly banter. But you called me a woman.
I said that if you're doing battle with me right now, you're playing the woman's game.
But Jesse is not doing battle with him because he's not playing a woman's game. Another thing that is the woman's game is the top of the hour ad break, or at least seeing the top of the hour ad break.
You try to be what?
I try to be a good person.
By doing what?
Good people things.
Like what?
Like tucking my kids in bed at night.
Why do you call that good?
Is it evil?
Why do you call it good?
Dude, he's the best at this. It's the parents' role to stay at home and be present in their children's lives and to show them love and compassion.
And why do you call that good?
You're right. It is evil.
Why do you call it good?
No, you're right. It is evil to kiss your bed.
I never said it was evil. I never said it was evil, but you said it was good.
Killing him.
You never did answer the question.
Dude, Ethan hasn't had an intellectual giant on the show outcompete him in the marketplace of ideas this hard since XQC did the worm to win that debate. Is there a reason why I feel like people engaging debating JLP feels like ableism? What do you mean? He is literally like, he acts like a stroke victim. He presents himself in a way that is like very clearly there's like brain matter coming out of his ears. It's not weird to feel that way.
Oh,
for sure.
For those who might be listening, one or two in your crowd that's listening that want to overcome, I'm talking to them because I know most people love their hell and they love the hell that they live in and they love imposing their hell on others.
So speak to them, reach out to them.
But those who want to overcome it, I want them to know is that they have to overcome anger. And when you overcome anger, you must forgive your mother for imposing her will on you, trying to live through you, control you, turning you away from your father.
The more I think about the mother angle here, the more I realize he's a revolutionary in this space. Jesse Lee Peterson. A lot of these PUA, like red pill guys have genuine mommy issues, like serious, severe mommy issues. And I think he was the first at this. He was the first. He is the pioneer in the field of like openly talking about having mommy issues.
Would it surprise you if I told you I'm 15% gay?
Neither, it wouldn't surprise me and neither would I care. That's your problem, not mine.
15%.
What does that mean?
Is that better than 100%? Jesse, don't make it seem like I'm bringing it up out of nowhere. You talk about gayness all the time.
I talk about everything all the time.
Well,
my show is about whatever the people call in for. And the Father State, we deal with different issues.
So let me ask you this. You're not gay, right?
That's not your business.
But you make the gayness a lot of people's business when you discuss
I make it no one's business. Hey, look. I put aside my time. I thought you wanted to deal with issues to help folks. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I don't want to play the woman's game with you.
So, let me ask you this. Jesse, why did you like this? Why did you like this tweet by Your Daddy OnlyFans?
Forgive your mother. Forgive your mother.
He's giving a thumbs up.
She will.
Jesse, why did you like this post from Your Daddy OnlyFans? Part 2 with Sean Boy UK.
I have no idea what that
It's two
is.
men kissing.
I have no idea.
And they're muscular and very bear-like.
They really think that you're like running your Twitter and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I have no idea.
Really?
Amazing.
Wait, why wouldn't you be running your Twitter?
So why did you?
you really think he would?
Are you?
Yeah,
Is
What
the
do you think
producer?
what makes you think he is?
Oh, so did you like it?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Bro thought he was cooking
Well,
right
Jesse,
there.
this is important. The people want to know.
Let me.
Your producer got real quiet. What, did he like the gay porn?
I'm out.
All right.
Was your producer?
Oh, he hung up.
Oh, he did.
Well, you tried. That was funny.
Damn.
He really hates gay people. Like, really hates gay people.
We all
A
hate
good set of
ourselves
everything
the
we
most
discuss.
at the end of the day.
It's like
Never
gayness.
forget. That's why I hate
It's so
capitalists.
funny all of a sudden you don't want to talk about it.
That was a decent interview. I wish that they were able to broach further truths. You know what I mean? That is not how you react to that question when you don't smoke cocks. All I have to say, yes, no. Jesse Lee Peterson is gay. I mean, when he basically said, "Oh, don't ask me about that question," and you saw the fear of God. Here's another clip of you cooking JLP.
Did you vote for Hillary?
Unfortunately.
Beta.
Yeah, she's terrible too.
Why would you vote for her?
I vote out of spite and also because I want to reduce harm. So it's voting for harm reduction. I know that certain groups certain American citizens and even undocumented citizens that live here would be better off under democratic leadership, even if it was marginally better off, which is why I made that choice.
So what has the president said or done that you disagree with?
Virtually everything, with the exception of some foreign policy issues that he accidentally stumbles into.
Give me an example of something that he's done or said that you disagree with.
Gigantic tax cuts.
You like that?
No, it's terrible.
Amazing.
They contribute to income inequality. You, Jesse,
Why
you
don't
make
you
a lot
give
of money,
all-
so you
why
like the
don't
tax
you
cuts.
give-
It's going to hurt them
No,
and their children.
they got
People
tax
that
cuts
work
in their
No,
paycheck.
of course, but they get a $5 tax cut when you get
Why did
$100,000.
you gave all your tax cuts back to the president? Or to the
What?
Did you receive except you have a job, right?
Yeah, I do.
And when you receive tax cuts, did you give back the money?
I'm confused with that. Is that
Did you give
what do I-
back the extra money that you made as a result of tax cuts? Did you just say, no, this is not fair, I'm giving it back? Did you give it back?
Do you think that's how it works?
Did you give it back?
Do you think that's how it works?
Did you give
No,
it back?
Of course I didn't give it back.
I
Do you think
didn't
that's how
so.
it
You're a
works?
hypocrite.
That's how hypocrisy works?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't see you giving it back if you think it's so bad.
I'm talking about handling systemic problems. When you're like, why don't you give back the $5 additional that
You know what's really funny about this? The very same people who were like watching this and singing my praises, unironically now make this exact same argument pretty much. We as a society, especially on Twitter, have gotten literally dumber, dude. The guy with the maximum amount of brain damage that said those things is basically reflected in the replies of every single one of my tweets. Like that's the average Twitter user now, is how they behave. Exactly how they behave.
Here.
Do you not think that black people played a significant role? Do you not think that African Americans played a significant role in building this country?
No.
How could you? Oh, okay. All right. Well, do you think white
because-
people are better than black people? Let's just get right to it. Do you think white people are better than black
in the
people?
sense that,
What, better in what sense?
I'm about to tell you, in that they create and black people destroy.
Holy crap, dude. Oh my God. You have black employees. How do they sit here and listen to you peddle this garbage?
It's the truth.
What a garbage perspective, Jesse.
You think black people
There's
are better
no
than-
way you actually believe this.
So then it's-
there is no way you're honest.
It's-
You
it's-
think, as a black man, that white people are better because black people destroy?
In
Really?
the sense that they build and black people destroy.
Wait, how? What do
So
you
let me
mean
ask
by
you
that?
this. I have the proof.
You have the proof.
I have the proof.
Okay.
But have you noticed that white people will allow black people to come into their beautiful neighborhoods, and then the blacks will come, white people will leave, and the blacks, rather than keeping that going, they will destroy it? Have you noticed they tear it down rather than build on it? Have you noticed that?
No, I have not noticed what you're talking about.
You haven't seen statistics on that?
No, I don't know what you're referencing.
Do
I'm still,
black people
I'm still
build-
in awe that you are like a real person who genuinely has this perspective. I thought this was just like Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks.
No,
Like I
this is
thought this
real.
wasn't like a real person,
No,
a
this is
real
real,
human
yeah.
being who genuinely has this perspective.
Do you notice that blacks create ghettos?
No, the government, the system creates ghettos.
Who is the system?
The system is capitalism. It's the American political structure that consistently holds not just black people back, but all people back.
Amazing. He's out of control. It is wild. Like I said, though, just think about this. We have now gotten to a point where like there are more Jesse Lee Petersons than ever. Like people who agree with his perspectives, people who basically repeat those things. Do you think Jesse Lee Peterson is one of the top 5 dumbest people on earth? No. You want to know why I don't think that? Because he has fans. And those motherfuckers are the dumbest people on earth. There is someone out there who is way dumber than Jesse Lee Peterson. That is a person who sits there and listens to Jesse Lee Peterson and says, man, this guy's really cooking.